Hello everyone, Eileen here. It's Sunday, so it's time for another Lavinia Stamps video tutorial from me to you. And today I'm going to make this Christmas card. It's a one-layer card. It features the fabulous Tree of Courage along with a gorgeous Christmas stamp called Mary and some Christmas words as well in the background. So, as it's a one-layer card, it's quite quick to do, so let's get going. I have a piece of cream cardstock, super smooth, and it's an A4 sheet, and I've folded it, creased it, and I've cut it to 13 centimetres square. I'm using some Sweet Poppy stencil tape to make a panel on the front of the card. So I'm just cutting a strip or tearing a strip and laying that right over the edge onto the side of the card, pulling it quite tight, and then that seems to find its own level and it goes on straight. Strip number 2 is next to it, butted right up to it, like so. Got a crease in it, doesn't matter. Strip 3, and so on, as you can see, close to the edge again, right up next to it, and checking to make sure it's stuck firmly down. This second one comes off, and then we'll go on to the end to give me the last strip of the panel. So firmly stick that down, take this one off, and now I've got a panel there around about 2 inches. Just making sure that they're firmly stuck down. Then you won't get any ink leaking underneath. So, tumble glass next. Makeup brush, you can use anything you like. We're just blending a bit of ink. Blending tool, you could use makeup brushes, stencil brushes, smoothies. Just seeing how, oh, that's not too bad. So just very quickly now. Just going up on one side higher than the other so that you don't get a stripe across. Like so, that will do. And then taking the pink and another brush, and this is Tattered Rose, loading up with ink. This is quite a dry pad, so I'm hoping that I'll get some colour out of it. And then going up to the top, ignoring the left-hand side really, and just concentrating on that right-hand side. Give me a fade out look towards as I go up the panel. And it just blends in with the blue further down. That should do. Got more pink than blue, but it really doesn't matter, to be honest. What you're looking for are crisp edges, and I've got those, so I'm happy with that. If you've got those, any splodges anywhere else, your eye will sort of discard those and just look at the lovely crisp edges. Well, I hope that they'll discard looking at the splodges. Anyway, let's move on. Now, Tree of Courage is the first thing that I'm going to do. So I've got that on a block. You can use a stamping platform if you wish, and VersaFine Onyx Black, or you can use VersaFine Clair Nocturne. Both fluid inks, both great, no problem. So inking up the tree really well, especially that trunk. And I've got ink around the outside edge, so I just need a damp cloth. I'm off camera now, but I'm just cleaning off the surplus ink from my stamp and acrylic block. Had a fair bit there. And then getting a dry cloth, which I have here, just making sure that I've got all that off. And that should be okay. Right, going down towards the bottom of the card, the tree will be, most of it is in the panel. There'll be a little bit on the left-hand side of it outside and a tiny bit on the right outside as well. So down, press, firm pressure, especially on that trunk area of the tree, and then lift. And that's lovely. Oh, I've got a hair on my stamp. There's a tiny hair on the stamp. Got it. Well, it isn't one of mine, and the dog doesn't molt, so I bet that's one of the ferrets. They're allowed a sort of a rampage around for an hour with me closely following them every morning. But obviously I missed that. Have to clean my stamp. So, it will add interest. Just going to dry that off. And next I'm going to stamp Mary, who is along with Joseph, the baby Jesus and a donkey. That's on another acrylic block. Same ink. I'm getting covered already. Now this is a large stamp silhouette, so it will need plenty of ink on it. Just wiping off a bit from the block. And then down we go, and I'm just popping this, checking fingers though. Oh yes. Just popping this up just a tiny fraction from the bottom of the tree and then down. Most of this stamp is stamped out of the panel, as you can see when you look at the sample. That's lovely. I have a tiny amount of, got a bit of white showing through there, flecks. So just colour those in with my black crayon. But I'm not too I'm not too fussed. It looks good, that image. Next, it's the words, the Christmas words. As I've said, a collection of Christmas words, and all in different fonts, and it's really pretty. Different fonts and different size fonts. And I'm using VersaFine Claire Purple Delight. Taking off, being careful not to get my card mucky, I'm taking off 2 generations of the ink. So it's the 3rd generation I'm using now, up to the top of the card. Try and keep it straight, because although it's in the background, you will be able to read the words, and if it's crooked, you will notice it. So pressing that down. Not all of the stamp has come out, and that is what I'm after. It is just a texture, but you can still see the words. And then down again, and pressing again. So that comes right the way down. And also you've got some snowflakes as well, and that adds to it. I think that looks lovely. Right, so that's my words. And the last stamp that I'm doing is a tiny little word, faith, from a stamp set called Blessings. And you get, I think you get 3 stamps in this. Let me just check. Yes, you do. It's called Blessings. You get happiness, hope, and faith. And I've thought that faith obviously is ideal for this one. So stamping that up again with VersaFine Onyx Black. Trying not to get it all over my fingers. Just gently there. And then popping that. I think I shall pop that up a little higher than I did the last one. I think I'll pop that there. Try and get it straight and up. Yes. That's not too bad. Okay. Got some ink on here. I knew it. I knew I would. Yes. Okay. So cover up my work and just get rid of that splodge of black before it dries. And where's my brush? Here it is. Okay, that'll do. Got it. Right, so the last thing to do now, moving this stamp pad out of the way, is just want to add some colour underneath Mary and Joseph and the baby, and also the tree, to ground them. And I'm using Polychromos, some greys. I've got some greys here, a darker one, medium, and a light one. I'm starting with the paler one first, just to go. I'm not being too fussed, because this is quite a delicate card. And the main image, of course, is the group on the with Mary, Joseph, and the baby, etc. So that is the main focal point. That's that. Bit of under here, under the tree. And a bit of shadow there as well. And then darker again, just under the hooves of the donkey and under Joseph's cloak. And then maybe under the tree as well, just a bit of shadow there. Okay. Now also I've got some splodges here. Oh, that's better. Needed smoothing in that. That's better. Right. Okay, I think I'm there. I think it's done. Yeah, I think it is too. So, here we are. Card just completed. And fortunately for me, it looks just like the one that I did earlier. So that's handy. Now, I'll be back again next weekend. Really looking forward to that. Not decided what I'm doing yet. But I'm sure that I will enjoy researching and finding something for you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm off to watch the Russian Grand Prix now, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And thank you for looking. Thank you for all your beautiful comments that you leave me, and for your support on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much indeed. See you next weekend. Bye for now.